Welcome back to The Explainer. You know, if you follow the AI space, you already know it can feel a bit like drinking from a fire hose right now. There is just so much happening, so incredibly fast. But our goal today is to cut through that absolute chaos of weekly AI news to reveal a genuinely fascinating shift that is happening right before our eyes. We're moving from highly polarized digital models straight into physical robotics and real-world environments. It's a wild ride, so let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the new LLM landscape. Second, the rise of agents. Third, hyperreality and AI slop. And finally, number 4, AI in the physical world. All right, section 1, the new LLM landscape. We absolutely have to talk about the highly anticipated, but honestly, incredibly polarizing release of the Claude Opus 5 model. It presents this wild juxtaposition. On one hand, its knowledge work capabilities are, frankly, struggling. Users are reporting that Opus 5 feels verbose, scattered, and kind of has this ADHD-like personality to it. For many, it actually feels nerfed, like a massive regression from the older Opus 4.8. In fact, for daily knowledge work, models like GPT 5.6 Sol are still heavily preferred. But on the flip side, Opus 5 possesses a shocking superpower. It can one-shot AAA-looking 3JS games. We're talking about highly detailed Call of Duty and Elden Ring clones generated from just a single prompt. No way, right?
Now, what's really interesting about this is how people are getting these results. To get those mind-blowing graphics, Matt Schumer discovered a bizarre prompting hack. Notice how his prompt doesn't contain complex coding instructions. Instead, he just spams the word utterly, literally. He repeats utterly perfect and utterly wowed over and over again. For some reason, this specific phrasing tricks the model into taking the time to generate these incredible, high-fidelity visual environments. It's like a weird cheat code for the AI.
However, it's definitely not a flawless victory for Opus 5. While it creates stunning visual environments, like a massive fantasy realm with beautiful mountains and trees in the distance, the actual game mechanics are a complete mess. The controls are completely reversed. You hit right, the character goes left. And your attacks don't even seem to do any damage, which is literally the absolute last thing you want when facing down an Elden Ring boss. But when you give that exact same prompt to GPT 5.6 Sol Ultra, the visuals aren't nearly as impressive, but the controls actually feel proper and you can defeat the enemies. So, while Opus 5 builds incredible visual worlds, models like GPT 5.6 still win hands down when it comes to actual playable mechanics.
Moving on to section 2, the rise of agents.
We're witnessing a massive shift in how we interact with these models. We're moving away from passive chatbots that just answer questions to active, collaborative AI agents that are taking over entire workflows. A perfect example of this is how the platform Retooled is completely rebuilding app development around AI. Instead of just writing code for you, they built an AI testing lab that actively generates, runs, and organizes comprehensive testing plans across various edge cases. It builds fully functional React-based apps that developers can directly inspect. And when you're ready to deploy, the AI automatically inherits your enterprise SSO, database credentials, and permissions. It's rapidly prototyping and securely deploying complex environments for entire teams. It's a real game changer.
But agents aren't just for enterprise development. Meta is bringing these agentic capabilities directly into your personal workflow. Meta AI now natively connects to your calendar and your Gmail. You can simply ask it what your week looks like, and it autonomously reads your inbox, checks your schedule, drafts replies to your emails without actually sending them, and adds upcoming events directly to your calendar. It's literally becoming an active participant in managing your day.
And this brilliantly illustrates where all of this is heading. Let's talk about Buzz, which is a decentralized open-source Slack competitor created by Twitter founder Jack Dorsey. Instead of just chatting with your human coworkers, you can invite AI models directly into the channel. In step 1, you assign coding tasks to different AI agents, let's call them Fizz, Honey, and Bumble, using models like Claude and Grok. In step 2, they independently build their own HTML websites. But step 3 is where it gets absolutely crazy. You can tell the agents to review and critique each other's work. They will actually converse in the chat, thank each other for the feedback, and prompt each other to fix their code. You literally have multiple different AI models actively collaborating and iterating in a shared environment. It's like watching a digital brain trust at work.
Which brings us to section 3, hyperreality and AI slop.
We're seeing a really fascinating tension in the current ecosystem right now. There's a massive growing divide between highly impressive, realistic visual AI and the absolute exhaustion surrounding low-quality generated content. On one side, we have jaw-dropping hyperreality. Google Earth has integrated a feature that lets you render historic or futuristic views right on the map. You can visualize the ruins of Pompeii exactly as they looked in 78 AD, or look at San Diego's Petco Park with a massive biodome 100 years in the future. We also have tools like Mirage Avatar X, which are pushing industry-leading identity preservation for video that looks remarkably like real humans. But, on the flip side, we have the unavoidable consequence, the AI slop trend. Companies like Hagen are now taking PDF documents and automatically generating fake, lip-synced two-host video podcasts discussing the text. It's leading to a massive flood of low-effort, slapped-together content. It's gotten so exhausting that platforms like LinkedIn have actually added a "Seems like AI slop" button, allowing users to actively flag low-quality generated posts.
And finally, Section 4, AI in the physical world.
Now this next phase is where my brain really starts to light up. We're looking at AI finally breaking out of the digital screen and actively entering our physical spaces. But as physical AI enters society, it's taking on very different forms, and it's already creating friction. On the consumer side, we have the Friend wearable device. They've just released a $250 version that doesn't just text you anymore, it actively speaks back to you as an ever-present companion. Some people find this incredibly fascinating, while others view the launch of an AI constantly listening and speaking to you as deeply dystopian. Simultaneously, we have the massive geopolitical implications of physical AI. The Trump administration has moved to ban new Chinese humanoid robots from coming into the US, citing strict espionage and national security concerns. So we're seeing both intimate personal wearables and intense international regulatory actions happening at the exact same time as AI gets a physical body.
So, the crucial point here is just how fast the physical capabilities of these robots are advancing. Google just released Gemini ER2, an AI model that basically acts as the brain for physical robots, and the feats are staggering. It can figure out how to pick up delicate grapes and place them into a Ziploc bag without squishing them. It can then physically squeeze the air out and seal that bag. It can apply the exact right amount of pressure to unscrew a light bulb without crushing the glass. It can even take a full trash bag and tie it up, which, by the way, is famously one of the most mechanically complex tasks for a robot, and honestly a chore most humans don't want to do either. This is just a massive leap in physical AI dexterity.
Which brings us to a closing thought. We're clearly moving past the days where AI just generates a neat picture or a block of text. As AI transitions from generating digital avatars to operating actual, highly capable physical robots right in our real-world environment, how will this shift fundamentally change the physical spaces we live in? From our homes to our workplaces, the next frontier isn't on a screen, it's in the room with us. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. I hope this helped you cut through the noise and left you with a lot to think about. See you next time.